Okay, so I officially have no idea where my drone is and whether or not it's coming back or not. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing a good old-fashioned range test on the new Mavic 3. This is just the normal Mavic 3 because, to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Mavic 3 Cine, but regardless, I'm super stoked to see how far it'll go. The Mavic 3 on paper has a range of 30 kilometers, which, by the way, what the hell? Why would anyone need to go that far? Rarely do these drones actually go that far like what they say on paper, but even if it gets somewhat close to that range, I'm gonna be super impressed. So without further ado, let's get into it. Just kidding. First, if you guys could do me a massive favor and just hit the like button down below, it actually helps the channel out tremendously and helps me make more of these videos without actual sponsors in them. So I would really appreciate that. And actually, without further ado, let's do it. All right, so here is what we got. So we got the Mavic 3. I have a circular polarizer on. I'm using these filters from Freewell. But I'm just gonna take these two things. I literally just updated the drone, so we should be good to go. And I'm gonna go up on the roof and see how far we can take it. Also, I just set up this table in my room. It's like a living table with cactuses and everything. It's really, really sweet. Okay, now that that is away. Honestly, my biggest complaint with recent DJI drones has just been the controller. It's just super bulky and I just really don't like it. Fancy new sound for the new Mavic 3. There we go. And just a random side note, the reason this is at 89% is because I updated it before we flew. I'm gonna be doing another test with a full battery, 100%. I don't think battery will be the issue with this, but without further ado, let us screen record. And we are off. In tests that I've done before, people pointed out that sport mode is not always the most efficient mode. So in this one, I am just going to be doing normal mode. So I'm already pretty stoked with the Mavic 3 so far. I actually used it to film a music festival last weekend. And it performed really, really well in low light. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not closer to the Inspire 2. I was kind of hoping the Mavic 3 would be at least on par with the X5S, but not too much to complain about because it is such a small freaking drone. And it is a brisk winter day here in Colorado. So far, closing in on 1,600 meters and absolutely no issues at all. So one of the really cool things about the Mavic 3 is that it actually has a zoom lens attached to it. It's not quite as good as the main camera, obviously, but it is really fun to mess around with. So as I fly over there, I'm gonna switch to that. And what I have found is 7x zoom is about the kind of sweet spot where you don't really lose much quality, but you still get that zoom in compression. All right, so Explorer mode is enabled. I'm gonna go 2x. 4x, 7x. And as you can see, you can get these really freaking cool things in compression. All the neighbors are looking at me weird. I'm gonna switch back to the normal lens just so I know exactly where I'm going. Boom, and 3,150 meters. And the last time I did this test was with the Mavic Air 2. And I got to about the end of this little ridgeline here, and that was as far as I could go. So this is already coming up on that, and I see no issues at all. Boom. I feel so freaking lucky to live in such a beautiful place. There is Pikes Peak peeking out. All right, so honestly, this is about as far as I got with the Mavic Air 2, which I also thought was absurd. But we're still going strong. So if you switch to my view right now, you can see we are now way on the opposite side of Garden of the Gods, which is freaking ridiculous that drones can go this far. I literally have no idea why you'd ever need to actually go this far, but it's super impressive nonetheless. We are now at 5,200 meters almost, which again is absolutely absurd, and there's no reason why anyone should be flying this way, but I'm gonna push it a little bit longer and probably head back around 60%. All right, so we're at 6,200 meters and there's literally no lag at all. We're almost closing in on 7,000 meters. I'm like literally completely across town. To get to where I am now is like a 20-minute drive. Okay, so we just passed 7,000 meters. All the people driving by are like, what the hell is this dude doing with a GoPro over his head? Okay, so I'm at 59%. I think I'm gonna start heading back now. Just shy of 7,500 meters, which I can't do the calculations right now how many miles that is, but it's absolute insanity. So kind of a weird thing that's just happening now is when I press the record button, it doesn't actually record for like maybe half a second. So actually a couple seconds. Let me try pressing it again. Okay, so I'm pressing the record. Yeah, so that's even like a few seconds from the time I press record to the time it actually records. But I am going to fly this thing back and I'll check in with you guys when I get back. Hopefully I don't have 0% battery. Alright, so I am almost back now, and I did get some weird connection issues right as I turned around, kind of at 5,000 meters on my way back, where it did lose connection and then start to return home. So this drone definitely does have a limit somewhere, but it was able to reconnect, and it's all good now. So I'm going to land this, throw a new battery in there, and then I will check in with you guys when I get it back. But as far as battery goes, I'm coming back with about 30% battery. All right, so back inside. Another weird thing about the Mavic 3 and something that's just honestly kind of annoying on DJI's part is with the base kit, they don't send a separate battery charger. So to charge the battery, you have to have the drone plugged into it. So I have to charge this whole system instead of just one battery. So I don't know why DJI did that. I don't know if it was just to try to get people to get the fly more, but that is like a pretty annoying little random thing. So I'm gonna start this back up, climb up to the peak of the roof, and let's see what we get. 100% battery this time. Let's do it. So I'm gonna do another quick test of the zoom. So I'm gonna switch it up, get it into 7x. And as you can see, you can just get these really cool compressed images. The quality isn't absolutely perfect like it would be on the Inspire 2, but it is decent. And to be honest with you, it's actually kind of creepy how good it is. Like, I'm still thousands of meters away from the rocks, and like how close I can get. It's like weird how freaking close you can get this drone. Okay, so we're coming in on 4,200 meters. Just about to pass 45. Again, no connection issues at all. Okay, so we're at 6,500 meters, kind of closing in on where we were before. I did just get a weak signal notification. So let's see. Yep, there it goes again. Let's see if we can keep pushing it. And boom, there we go. We just broke the previous record, 75. I'm gonna keep pushing it even though I have that weak signal. Okay, we just broke 8,000. Okay, I'm getting a low battery, so I'm gonna hit cancel. And then I'm just gonna fly back myself, or it's gonna disconnect and do it on its own. which is fine, but 8,140 meters, that is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to hightail my ass back here, but I am ridiculously impressed. That's literally like a 25-minute drive to get where this drone just got. So right now, as you can hear, I'm getting all sorts of crazy notifications. So I really don't think you could push it much further past that. You maybe could, but the drone is just going to continually try to fly back for you. So I think that's about the range that at least I'm getting up here. That being said, we are in Colorado, so the range might be a little bit lower than it would be at sea level, but still really, really impressive. All right, so back in the studio, and holy hell. Seriously, I have no idea why anyone would need that kind of range, but the furthest we got was 8,139 meters, which is about 5.06 miles. With that distance, we got just under 20 minutes of flight time, which on paper, the Mavic 3 has a 36-minute flight time, but just because of some conditions, like the fact that I was literally like full board throttle the whole time and the air is pretty thin in Colorado, I think that's really solid, especially for DJI drones in the past. If there are things that in the future you guys want me to test, whether it's with the Mavic 3, FPV drones, or whatever, just feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Other than that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. I will love you forever if you do that. But anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.